Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Trisha Paytas' new Enemies episode and Trisha getting roasted recently, Tana Mongeau's new podcast, Jeffree Star's new creepy campaign for a new release, and Keemstar taking a break from the internet. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to this channel, turn your post notifications on so you know when I post, give this video a thumbs up, and comment anything you want down below for the YouTube algorithm. Oh, and make sure to check out my tea Twitter account. If you have any news, tea, or drama, the DMs are open for that as well. Alright, let's get into the tea. First things first, let's talk about Trisha's new Enemies episode. She talks about David Dobrik and his assistant Natalie Noel as well as Onision, which this one was unexpected. I haven't heard that name in a while.
There's two people I don't have any respect for. That's David Dobrik and Jason Nash, and that's pretty obvious, so I'm just gonna say I'm straight up biased on this.
So as we know, Trisha has quite some beef with David, but in this episode, she seems to go off on Natalie way more. It was about that clip that I actually covered in my last video, where an ex-fan of David confronted him and Natalie, as well as a few other members of the vlog squad. The fan confronted them about who gave the alcohol to the girls.
He's really just trying to defend David still.
Trisha mentioned she's gonna give Natalie the benefit of the doubt, and instead of calling her manipulative bitch, she called her slow, which Trish, I think you need to stop calling people that. Like, you've done this to so many people, including Dixie D'Amelio, Ethan Klein, Jeff Wittick, even your frickin' own fiance. Please stop diagnosing people with anything. Anyway, Trisha commented on Natalie going to BFF's podcast. Again, if you want to know more about this situation, watch this video on it. Trisha talks about the hosts on the podcast not knowing the full details of said situation. You know, that one party where girls were given way too much alcohol and one of them was SA'd by Dirty Dom and there was proof that she was unconscious. Yeah, that party.
Oh, and Natalie went on BFF's podcast, which is the Dave Portnoy and Josh Church's ones, and obviously they don't know anything about these situations with David and stuff like that. She went on there and said David did nothing wrong. He was just with the guy. Wrong place, wrong time. She goes, and I quote, David was just there.
Then Trish goes on to explain what happened, everything that was described in the Insider article. I do have videos on those as well. If you want, you can check them out. Sorry, I just keep mentioning my other videos, but like there's too much involved and she's all over the place with this video. After Trisha described what happened, she went off on Jason kissing young girls. She also said that what Natalie thinks about the situation is what all of the Vlog Squad members think of it as well. Trisha mentioned that makes David's apology insincere and thus complete BS. Then she comments on how Jason to this day hasn't responded or given any comment on the whole situation. After that, Trisha talks about Jeff Wittick, again threatening her after posting her first episode of Frenemies. She called him dumb again and read some messages that he sent her.
He said, poke away at my injury and it's gonna end real bad for everyone. I go, huh? I'm not gonna have internet beef with you. I said, haha, okay, you said something about me, I'm allowed to respond, lol. He said, you're crossing the line. Again, rewatch Enemies #1, literally talking about an injury that he made public and made 10 series of parts out of. I was like, okay. I said, I literally reacted to what you said about me. Are you okay? Like, seriously. He goes, yeah, I'm good. I said, I talk about people can talk about me. Like, talk about me. I'm gonna talk back. We have a conversation, whatever. That's how the internet works. You can't dictate who comments on your content. And they're like laughing emoji. He said, okay, do your thing. I said, lol, I am. You're texting me. He says, just to give you a heads up. Have a good one. Literally just like threatening me straight up, but also like not scared of Jeff.
Moving on, Trisha talks about Annalise. She was an ex-member of the Vlog Squad. Also, she's the ex-girlfriend of Joe Valpis, also a Vlog Squad member. We covered this again in my last video, so make sure to check it out. So Trisha talks about how because of David, yet another person has suffered from a life-changing situation.
Yes, it was an accident. Maybe this was a more casual thing, and we don't know the circumstances of it because she said she was told to keep it private, and she agreed to keep it private because she did think it was an accident and didn't think to talk about it. But what was really bothering her and honestly traumatizing her, this traumatic event that changed her whole life, was caused by this person. We don't, again, she didn't say who the Vlog Squad member was, but it's obviously someone that's still in the Vlog Squad that Joe Volpis hangs out with. And she said she would feel so sad because she'd be in the hospital, she'd be resting at home, and Joe would be out filming with these people who literally caused her a really traumatic injury.
Trisha shows some sympathy for Annalise and explains how the Vlog Squad mentality works. Leave everyone else behind and monetize whatever is going on.
And rather than either being with her, consoling her, or even distancing yourself, like I know accidents happen, but hey, when accidents happen and it like changed someone's whole life discourse, like you distance yourself from that person and be with the one you love. But instead, he's just monetizing. It's the vlog squad cult. It's leave everyone else behind, suck at the teat of David, no at all costs possible.
From then, Trisha continues to go off on Natalie for saying David didn't do anything wrong. Trisha also said that she thought that maybe David actually was going to better himself, but it's just the same content. People getting injured or him putting people's lives in danger.
Content, you're putting people's lives in danger. Like, you're not professionals. That's the thing. They're not professionals. They don't have like medics monitoring them. There's no HR. There's nobody like reviewing this stuff. They're all just doing it. And
then Trisha continues by saying she understands why Seth and Jeff aren't pressing charges against David, but she wished somebody actually did because David isn't taking this seriously in her opinion. Trisha added about Jason messaging 20-something-year-old girls that he is going to marry them. She said that was gross of him, he's manipulative, and so on. And lastly, she talks about Onision. Probably a lot of you know about the Onision situation. It's quite a serious topic. We haven't really talked about him, but I'm pretty sure the whole internet is familiar with the Onision stuff. So I guess Trisha finally caught up on the documentary that was made on him, Chris Hansen taking part in it. Actually, Trisha's knowledge on this topic was quite surprising since we know usually she doesn't have all of the facts straight. She tends to go off on the first thing that she sees on a topic, especially if it involves her. So props to Trisha on actually knowing what she's talking about for once. And while we're on the topic of Trisha, let's talk about her getting roasted recently on her videos with Moses. People have been going at her for always making him do stuff for her, things that you would expect her to do like herself. Some have even compared Moses to Trisha's personal assistant that gets to sleep with her. She recently posted a few videos, some of which were clearing out my hoarding pile on the kitchen table, husband ripped off wig, shocked to see what was underneath. And here are some of the comments in regards to this. Wow, dating Trisha is an entire job. Seems exhausting. Caretaker Moses should get a raise. Now, Trisha's on Twitter defending the relationship because of the comments. Apparently people, according to her, are jealous and mad because Moses took off her wig. The girl don't get it. It's the fact that in just about every video, she's just standing around watching him do literally everything and seems to not be able to do anything. The drum video is a great example. It's so weird the way she makes him do this, like nothing cute about this. Watch Trisha give everything to Moses to put away and then move everything else to the kitchen counter. She even sort of addressed this on Twitter saying, people are literally so mad Moses takes off my wigs for me. Like damn, y'all's partners really be doing the least for you and it shows. He takes care of me, I take care of him. Those who can't understand that dynamic, okay, I'ma pray for you to find better dick and love. Now, while we're on the topic of podcasts, let's talk about Tana Mongeau's new podcast called Cancelled, which is the perfect podcast name for her. She just released her first episode featuring her friend / co-host Hunter Moreno and Brooke Schofield. I think that's how you pronounce that, Schofield. And Tana teased on who will be her first guest, which, spoiler alert, it's Trisha Paytas. Can't wait for that. Tana tweeted, guys, you'll never guess who I'm interviewing as my first podcast guest tomorrow. The cancelled queen herself. Trisha says, went to do Tana Mongeau's new podcast, left with an OnlyFans collab. Jason is quaking. Tana says, stop, juiciest episode ever. Thank you for being my first guest. New Frenemies, OnlyFans collab too. Today we're going to be talking about the first episode. There is some tea that she spilled, so let's go over it. And let me know if you want a summary of Trisha's episode next week. Through the whole episode, Tana sounded somewhat mature, which is kind of surprising knowing what a mess she is. But the podcast so far seems pretty entertaining. They talked about a few serious topics like Free Britney, Millie Bobby Brown's ex, and that whole situation. So maybe Tana is growing up, but I'm genuinely curious if Tana would be able to keep up with this because she does kind of have also a serious issue with not being able to stay consistent with things. Remember when she started vlogging David Dobrik style for like a hot minute last year? That was interesting. But back to the podcast. First, Tana talks about moving out of their clout house and into David Dobrik's old house. She's also posted a few TikToks saying that she's buying his house for clout. Take a look. Tana said that she liked it, she might rent it out to other people, and Brooke was like, this house is not Tana's house. It's not big enough. It's perfect for me though, just saying. Can you imagine? Tana, sweetie, if you decide to give away houses, you can contact me. They mentioned a few weird interactions with David's fans around the house and some other weird situations. Then Tana talks about investments and threw some shade at her managers, probably her old manager, Jordan Morona. We still don't know what happened between those two, by the way. Their breakup was like one of the most unexpected ones, to be honest. Tana mentioned some old relationships with Chris D'Elia and Bella Thorne and threw some shade at her exes, and even mentioned that Bryce Hall tried to hook up with Tana. She talked about boxing and what she would do if she got offered to box someone, and mentioned that Gabby Hanna would knock her out and Corinna not liking her and probably would want to fight Tana because apparently she doesn't like her now. I don't know. They mentioned the Addison Rae saying hi to Donald Trump thing. Moving on, Tana, Brooke, and Hunter shared their thoughts on the Free Britney movement. Tana said that she is in a way related to what is happening to Britney. She talked about how it's much more common than people think, where people in Hollywood get taken advantage of. Tana said that it made her feel really sick, angry, and disgusted that Britney's family would treat her like that. Tana even said that in her opinion, it would be better to be in jail than to be in this situation, that in that case, it would be better for Britney to be perceived in one way in the public while something else is happening behind the scenes.
Dude, like hearing all the gross, gruesome details too, like forcing her to have an IUD and not be able to have kids, choosing what she eats, like not being able to leave, putting her on massive amounts of lithium that completely just inebriate her and make her like not a person, all while she's having to perform arenas, all while she is having to have the most insane hard job in the world that she's being like gun to her head told to do. And it's like, if she's capable, at the bottom line, at the end of the day, if she's capable of working that hard, she is capable of having a free life. Agreed. And to be fair, like being in jail in my eyes would be better than that.
100%.
Like,
it's like that even said, for the longest time, they thought it was a conspiracy and people just didn't believe that something as big as this was happening to her.
But I feel like it's great. Like people are really finally like catching on. I feel like people know now. It's like huge. This is like it's not like a like funny like haha.
It's
like,
not at all. And think about the scrutiny she had for so long about her mental health in the media too. Awful. Imagine me crying for help and like acting out and like, you know what I mean, in the media, everyone just condemning you as this crazy person when you in fact are not crazy at all. Like that's.
Next, Tana said that she's okay with masks being mandatory in LA, which is incredibly funny coming from her. As we know, during the entirety of this pandemic, Tana, among other celebrities and influencers, has shown how dumb they are for not knowing how to wear a mask. Nikita Dragon. Now she sounds somewhat mature and is saying she would wear a mask. Hopefully she's actually acknowledging that she should be wearing a mask, and no, a plastic piece is not a mask. And something else I mentioned, they also talked about Def Noodles and said that they were on his side, and they said probably some rich YouTuber didn't like how he reported news and got lawyers involved. Next, let's talk about Keemstar possibly leaving the internet or taking a break. A few days ago, he tweeted, relationship status update, single. Some people thought he was joking because he then tweeted some random usual stuff, posted about a drama alert video, and everybody thought that he's all good. He tweeted, I'm leaving the internet soon. Obviously, a lot of his fans were confused, some were sad, some not. He then posted a video on Twitter where he explained that he wants to make YouTube videos. It's not like a burnout, but there aren't many things going on. He said he has some obligations before taking a break, like videos to film for sponsorships. He went on to say that he doesn't know for how long he'll be gone, but he feels like he'll need a break, and when he's ready, he'll come back. Then he posted another video on Twitter about his haters and everybody who is happy about him leaving. I feel like he was trolling in the second video. He's not that serious. I don't know. Take a look.
A couple days ago, I decided to take a break from the internet. I said that I would be leaving the internet soon, and I seen the response from a bunch of you that were basically saying, oh, thank God. Oh, what a great day on the internet. Oh, this is awesome. Let's go. I've seen that shit. And guess what? Right now, I'm here to tell you that I am no longer in my feels. In fact, I am full psychopath energy. And you are going down.
So now let's talk about Jeffree's new promotion campaign about his new collection. We haven't really talked about him recently. He's been kind of quiet, not getting himself into drama, so good for him. But let's take a look at this promotional picture. It scared the crap out of me. The new collection is called Pink Religion, and in this picture, it's giving some serious cult vibes. He's dressed like the Pope, but entirely in pink. A little creepy, not gonna lie, but Jeffree is always known to kind of have really dramatic or crazy, insane promotional material just to get people talking about his brand. I mean, it's kind of smart. But let me know your thoughts on everything that we just talked about. How do you feel about Trisha's New Enemies podcast episode? Do you think that she'll keep up with it? Also, do you think Tana's gonna keep up with hers? Would you watch Tana Mongeau's podcast? And let me know if you want a summary on her new episode featuring Trisha, and if they have an OnlyFans collab, I might react to that. So share your opinions on that down below. And to end off the video, here is a cute little eye bleach for you guys. I don't know, I'm trying to think of like other words for palette cleanser, so comment down below that as well, because people have been like on my ass for copying Def Noodles. Like, I'm sorry, but everyone's been enjoying the palette cleanser, so I'm gonna keep doing them, but just like give me other name ideas.
I like toddlers, man. That's the best age. They're hilarious, you know? They never have a shirt on. They already got a beer belly, even though they never drank before. And they're not even self-conscious. They don't try to suck it in. They just let it hang out over the diaper. Got like cereal in their hair. They're a mess. They're a mess. They just see people talking. They just come up, hey, David, Friday Applejack. Do they make wife beaters for little 2-year-olds? They should do it.
Okay, now we're done. Bye-bye.